All right, we're right back here in Cristiano on the beach in Biloxi, and we need to move forward because, as you can see, we have a lot of progress that's been made. Jack, why don't you explain where you are right now?
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Jack Krongard, Bob Sensen. As you can see, last time we talked, we didn't have the blacktop in yet. In the meat, what we did was all our horizontal construction, meaning I got my water, sewer, gas, and electric, all the guts of a job site under my blacktop is completed, and you can see we've got our blacktop curb and gutter in. Now the next sets that we're working on today in the background is pilings. These are going to be elevated houses, and a piling is just like a nail going into a piece of wood. We run that piling down about 30 feet in the ground, and that's going to be my supports for my actual footings that everybody's familiar with. So pilings, footings, and then I'm going to go up.
All right, and let me ask just to clarify for those out there. So the footings itself becomes like the concrete foundation. Is that a safe way to kind of describe it?
That's exactly what it is. These pilings are down. My foundation is going to be on top of that, connecting it just as you can see the normal construction.
And then more going up, obviously.
Then my concrete columns go up. And that's
concrete columns. There have been questions, so next phase after that.
That is correct. We're going to drive these down. We hit them with a big hammer, just like if you're going to drive a nail in wood. And when that hammer can't push that piling down, it's called refusal. Then we know we've got enough friction to hold our predetermined weight per square foot.
Yep.
And that's how it's going to work. It's pretty simple. It's pretty exciting. That's what it looks like when you're in the field, guys.
It's great progress, guys, and we will keep you posted on all of the details as Jack moves forward. So thanks for tuning in.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you on the next set. Hey, welcome back, everybody. I'm Jack Krongard. We're at Cristiano Boardwalk in Biloxi, Mississippi. We're going to show you today how we went from those pilings, those poles that I banged into the ground. I'm going to show you why this is the most important part of this construction, and this is the part nobody gets to see. So this is going to be kind of fun. Remember, we knocked them poles down 35 feet, and now we're to the part that we connect the poles to the construction. As you can see, we've got a lot of steel here. This is all number 5 rebar. These cages, as we call them, is our connection in the concrete. I'm standing in the concrete when we pour tomorrow morning. We're going to pour a pad 3 by 3 by 3 for the footers. And then as we go farther, we go to a 24-24, which is a grade beam, and I'll show you that in a bit. But the most important part I want you guys to understand is when I connect the pole, the piling, to the concrete, to the column. And how I do that is when we get down, this is 30 feet deep, what we call cross pin our piling with number 5 bar, and I cross pin in, and this all gets poured as one big piece. So all this is my base, this is my cap, and this is my column going up. All this is going to be in a solid block of concrete. And that's the trick to make these buildings stay where they are and not wiggle, wabble, or any kind of movement like you would if you had a wooden column. This is the guts, and to me it's the most important part of this construction. And I just wanted to make sure you understood it. As you can see, the guys are already starting to tear down these big aluminum columns that we have. We pour a 16 by 16 solid column of concrete wrapped around what we call our cages. So as these guys behind me are taking it down, you can actually see how massive this stuff is and why this is better than 90% of the times you see, I don't know, a wood stick sticking in the air and a house on top of it. Our stuff isn't going to move. We went the extra mile to put this together. Now, if you look above, you can see steel hanging up in the air, and I'm going to show you in a minute how I do my embed concrete weld plates. These guys pick up that panel from the columns behind me and physically move them. They're going to put these in place, and we're going to connect these panels together with steel clips where they're going to join them, line them up, and then drive a clip to hold them together while I'm pouring concrete. And this is really the guts of how all this really goes together. So that's how that is. I'm going to show you the weld plates now. All right, guys, I talked to you a little earlier about what those straps were sticking on top of those concrete columns, and I told you about a weld plate. These are weld plates. These are number 5 rebars, 16 inches long. This is the bottom, this is the top. When I'm pouring, I take these and I push them into the concrete and I tie them to the straps or that rebar cage that you saw. And when I'm up and running with the carpenters, I'm gonna bolt my rims to these giant steel plates. So this thing is mechanically connected to the footings in the ground, connected to a 30-foot piling driven down in the ground. And all this, as you start to catch on, is gonna be a system from the top of my concrete to the bottom of that wood piling. So my whole apparatus is about 45 feet in length. Thank you, and I'm gonna see you guys when I start pounding nails.